And while I was thinking that, was I moving correctly or not and all that, those minor details I would have to look at and then figure out whether I was doing it correctly or it can get better.
So really what you're saying is it's a waste of time for us to analyze your technique because you don't know what's in your head anyway.
Exactly.
You said something very interesting when we chatted after the World Cup, and you said how in your mind you started running a single before you've actually played the ball. And so what we did, I don't know if you know this, when we were in England during the one days, we actually turned had the stump mics up for a while, and on two successive deliveries you actually said one, and the second time you said two, before you played the ball.
Did I? Oh,
yes, yes you did. Of course. We actually turned that up. Yeah, you said one, and then played the ball.
Yeah. No, sometimes when the ball is delivered, you know that this is a boundary ball or this is a ball where you. Yeah, I mean and you know that this is a half volley and you can play a big drive, or this is a short ball outside the off stump which you can cut or just block it. So once the ball is released, and that's when you start preparing for that.
So how can you ever teach a young kid how to play? If you're going to tell him, listen, I know the ball's going to be a boundary, this kid will say, but I don't. No, I mean, the reason I ask this is, you've now got a lot of youngsters around you, people who obviously look up to you and who want to learn from you. And so how does that process take place?
We are always working on each other's batting in the nets. If I'm bowling, then I would always walk across and tell whoever, I mean, it might be Saurav or Raina or Sehwag or whoever. I mean, but we like to share our knowledge with each other. I mean, and similarly, Saurav will also come and tell me if he sees something in my batting. He'll come and he'll tell me that this is where I feel it can get better. And it's a healthy discussion, and these things should take place as often as possible, because it can only make you a better cricketer.
It's okay for Saurav to say that. What if would a Gambhir or would an Uttappa say, but how can I?
I don't think so, because I've always told them, before it actually happens, you better tell me, which will help me. I mean, don't wait for me to get out. If you see something wrong, come and tell me there and then.
Yeah, but I mean, I can imagine, listen, I'm Uttappa, you're Tendulkar, okay? And I'm seeing something, and I'm saying, but I don't know whether this is right or wrong. It seems wrong to me, but how do I know what is right or wrong for him? Do you sometimes feel you probably generate this kind of awe in the teammates now? I mean, they're looking up and saying 7800s, me too.
Not really. I mean, I am probably one of the guys who would be joking around most of the times. And right from the youngest member of the squad to the senior most member, we would be fooling around all the time. And when the time is there to discuss serious cricket, we shut off those jokes and fooling around and get to our business. I think that is extremely important, and we know when to switch on and switch off, and that applies to everybody in the team. We all know the importance of that. We respect that. As a child, I dreamt of playing for India.
Big one! 10 yards back. He's taken it. That is a dramatic dismissal.
If we win and I get out on 19, I'm happy doing that.
It's raced away for the boundary. And again, consecutive boundaries.
When you score 100, he's playing for 100. If you score 90s, why isn't he scoring 100?
That's a magnificent strike for six.
It's been a terrific journey. I've enjoyed every bit.
You know, when you had your problem with tennis elbow, what's it called? Lateral epicondylitis, right?
Sort of. I don't remember.
But I mean, do you know that every time you have an injury, India learns anatomy a little bit more? So when you had the tennis elbow injury,
Yeah.
people speculated on whether the bat was too heavy, on whether it was coming down the right way. Did you yourself consider changing the weight of the bat?
To be honest, no, Harsha. I mean, I didn't think about that because that was a wrong theory. With a lighter bat, you will feel more impact on your elbow, and with obviously the weight that I was using, the doctors told me that there's going to be lesser impact because you have reasonable weight in your hand, and I don't think it was because of heavy bat. I mean, injuries can happen. They take place not only in my case, but you know, so many sportsmen have got injured. I mean, Jacques Callis also had a tennis elbow injury, and you know, so many other guys. I mean, Nasir Hussain, I spoke to him before actually I got operated. So you know, all these things happen to most of the sportsmen because you know, the number of years you play. I mean, there is going to be a bit of wear and tear, and it's wonderful when you get into that situation because you know that you've given it all. And
what's the heaviest you've used? Do you have a range? Do you go up and down, or are they all about the same?
Sometimes you go up and down, yeah, depending on
Someone once said
you know,
you
your
used to
field.
3 pound
I mean,
plus?
yes, I mean, when I was in Australia in 1999, I just had my bat checked, and one of the guys over there said, "How do you play with this bat?" I said, "Why? What happened?" He said, "No, it's 3.2." And that's when I started feeling the weight. I said, "No, this is 3.2. I need to." Till then, I didn't, and I was playing there, and this was towards you know, the end of the tour. It was just a week and a half to go, and that's when he told me. I actually started feeling the weight. I said, "No, please, can you make it light for me?" And
so it disproves the theory. There's a theory that in Australia you must play with lighter bats because you use a lot of horizontal bat shots, and yet in '99 you scored a ton of runs in the test matches with a heavy bat.
yeah, I've always believed in the feel. I mean, if I pick up a bat and if I feel right, then I go ahead with it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's heavy or light, but if I'm feeling right, that is what matters.
How many do you reject before picking 3? If you have to pick 3 or 4 bats, how many do you reject?
Now, all the bats which come to me are very good bats, and
Tell me,
you know,
tell me
it's-
the truth. Well, someone's rejecting
No,
them
I mean,
for you then.
You would get probably 8 or 10 bats, and out of that, you know, just probably 2 or 3 which would be like superb, absolutely fantastic, which you can literally pick up and walk in the middle and play. So those ones I would put them aside because those are my match bats. I don't want to break them while playing in the nets. And then I would you know, give my friends. I've got many friends in Mumbai, so I would give the bats to them and tell them to work on those bats, you know, get them seasoned, and
then give them
make
back
sure
to
that they come back to me.
Do they?
Yes, the best ones.
You know, Sunil Gavaskar talks a great deal about talent, about temperament, and he says when you rise to the top level, it's all about temperament. It's not as much about talent. Whereas the general feeling in India is, hang on, Sachin Tendulkar means talent. You know, he was blessed with talent, he was born with talent, he was bound to score runs. What is your assessment on where does talent and temperament stand on that, on the balance?
I think it is temperament, talent, discipline, the desire, the will to perform well all the time. All these things combined together makes a good cricketer, and without these things, I mean, you might be talented, but if you're not disciplined enough to make sure that your talent actually works, then I don't think it's going to work. You got to have combination of all these things, and obviously, I mean, like Gavaskar put it, temperament. Without temperament, you cannot do certain things.
Because increasingly, Sachin Tendulkar talks about being ready in the mind as opposed to being ready anywhere else. There's just a little bit of time left, so we're going to continue this conversation after the break.
That is a beauty. Oof. That's class. Let's go on for some more. It's pulled away for 4.